Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
Jai.
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
Jai.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री जानकी वल्लभो विजयते. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं. नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते. पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे. नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं. पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्. अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं. सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. So we saw that Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra, Sita ji and Lakshman ji, they are staying in Chitrakuta, and the story cut back to Sumantra, who was waiting at Shringaverapura. And after meeting Nishadraj again, Nishadraj sent him back and sent some 4 friends also with him just to accompany. Sumantra came. He was in a very emotional bad state. He reached the border of Ayodhya, sent Nishadraj's friends back, and at night he entered into the city, came straight to the palace and went to Kausalya Ji's palace. He knew that Maharaj won't be in Kaikeyi's palace. So he came to Kausalya Ji's palace. That is where we are. And Dasharath Maharaj, as expected, is crying continuously, taking Ram, Ram, taking Bhagavan's name again and again. Doesn't have any, inspiration to live. He is not looking forward for anything. Only one hope is there, that he wants to see whether Sri Ramachandra returns with Sumantra. Because the message that was given by Dasharath Maharaj to Sumantra was that, you take them around to forest for some days and then bring them back. So that one hope is keeping him alive. And therefore, the moment he saw Sumantra, he became fresh and he asked. But the moment he saw Sumantra's face, he understood that Sumantra has come alone. Sri Rama and Sita or Lakshmana, they have not come back. He started crying again, telling that I am responsible for all this. I decided to make him into Yuvaraja, and then I sent him to Vanvasa. What kind of father I am, what kind of king I am. Who will be such an unlucky person? Having got Sri Rama as your son, you are sending him away. This is the worst anybody could have done, and that is me. I have done all these things. So Sumantra didn't know what to do, what to say, but he still tried to console and said, Maharaj, don't feel anything. This is all vidhis, this is all prarabdha we have to go through. There is nobody's fault. But Dasharath Maharaj felt that it is his mistake. When we know we have done something wrong, we become more introspective towards our previous life. Why? Because we want to find out what caused this. Till the time everything is going on fine, we don't remember all these things of the past. So suddenly when Dasharath Maharaj was in this deep sorrow, he remembered one incident. And that he narrated to Kausalya Ji. Actually, in Valmiki Ramayana also, this incident comes here itself. It is not like a chronological order that first the incidents happened and then no. It's like a flashback only that incidents is told. So Dasharath Maharaj is telling Kausalya Ji that this was when I was very young and just become king and not yet become king. Father was still there, very young blood, used to go around hunting, and I had learnt one very special skill at that time, and that was to shoot an arrow just by listening to the sound. It is called Shabda Vedhi. Veda means to check, to see. Shabda is sound. So just with the sound, they used to decide where is the sound coming from and they used to attack. So not even with eyes open. Just by sound, they can shoot an arrow. And he said, I was gone for hunting into a forest and I was sitting on top of a tree. And suddenly I heard a sound from nearby water body and I thought there is some animal drinking water, and without seeing I shot an arrow, but the moment the arrow hit the target, I heard a sound of a man crying. So I understood I made a mistake. I went there and I saw what was happening. So he saw that there was one young boy whom he had shot. Who was that young boy? That young boy was Shravana Kumara. The Shravana Kumara was taking his old parents who had become blind in Kavad Yatra he was taking. Kavad is a very interesting thing that you will see in India, that there is a big stick, and to that stick, two big buckets are, not baskets are, connected, and father and mother in both baskets, and he used to carry both of them. Walking, he was taking them on a yatra. They felt thirsty, therefore he had come to take water, and the sound was that vessel entering into the water body, and that is what Dasharath Maharaj thought that it was some animal. So Dasharatha, he became very, he didn't know. So first he asked, are you a Brahmana? Because Brahmana Atya Papa is even worse. He is gone. So Shravana Kumar said, no, I am not a Brahmana, and please don't feel that you have done a big sin, etc. Because you didn't know, you didn't purposely hit me or anything. This was a mistake, this was an accident. But please do one thing, take this water to my parents. They must be thirsty, they won't understand. So saying this, Shravana Kumara left his body. So Dasharatha took the water and took it to the parents. Parents thought Shravana has come back. So they started asking why it took so long, what happened, is everything okay? And he is not answering. He just gave the water. So the moment he gave the water, the touch, they understood that this is not our son. So then the father immediately asked, who are you? What happened to our son? So Dasharatha said, sorry, this is what happened. He narrated the entire incidents, and the parents felt as though their life is over. One son, you see, they are old, they are blind, can't do anything. One son was there who was taking care of them, taking them for a yatra, and now everything is over. So because of that extreme sorrow, the father just said that I am going to die now. But just as I am dying because of putra viyoga, because of separation from my son, you will also die one day because of putra viyoga. Saying this, father and mother both, they left their body. Now, somebody may ask this question that, how Dasharath Maharaj forgot this? Such a prominent incident. There are many reasons can be there. Maybe he has not forgotten. Maybe he has not told anybody yet. One place it is said that he remembered it now because he thought that now it is going to give its result. And one place also it is said that Kausalya Ji also remembered, means Kausalya Ji knew. In many of the Ramayanas it is said that only Kaikeyi knew. But in Valmiki Ramayana here also Tulsidas Ji says that suddenly Kausalya Ji also remembered this old thing. Dasharath Maharaj was young that time. Now Dasharath Maharaj was very old. He had children only after many years of marriage. So when he remembered this, he understood that now the time is near, I am going to die. Kausalya Ji also immediately understood that he won't survive. If you remember, she had said this to Sri Ramachandra, that I am not worried about you going to forest, how you will take care of. I know you will take care of yourself. I am worried about your father and your brother. How Dasharath Maharaj is going to take this and how Bharat will be able to live without you, away from you. That I am worried about. So she immediately understood that Dasharath Maharaj won't survive. That's what Tulsidas Ji says, Doha number 155. Ram Ram kahi Ram kahi, Ram Ram kahi Ram, Tanu pari hari raghubara birah, Rao gayau suradham. See how Tulsidas Ji is also writing Ram Ram kahi Ram kahi Ram Ram kahi Ram. He just kept on saying Ram 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 Ram, and saying this Tanu Parihari, he gave up his body, Gayau Rao Surdham, and the king went to heaven. The next line is very beautiful. He says, Jiyana Marana Phalu Dasharatha Pava, Anda Aneka Amala Jasu Chava, Jiyata Rama Bidu Badanu Nihara, Rama Biraha Kari Maranu Savara. Tulsidas Ji says that Dasharath Maharaj got good life and good death. And he got the result of both. What do you mean by that? Jiyata Rama Bidu Badanu Nihara. Because while living, he saw Sri Ramachandra with form all the time around him. Rama Biraha Kari, and when Sri Rama was separated, Maranu Savara, and he got death also. Earlier Sumantra also said, why am I still alive? When Bhagavan has gone to the forest, I pity my life. I think I must have done some, great sin that I am still alive after being separated from Bhagavan. And here, Tulsidas Ji says that Dasharath Maharaj was lucky. Why? Because while living he saw Sri Rama, and when Sri Rama was separated, he could die, remembering his name, Ram Ram kahi, Ram kahi. That is how Dasharath Maharaj left the body. In another Ramayana, it is said that in the previous Janma of Dasharath Maharaj, earlier also we had seen, either as Kashyapa Prajapati or that Pratap Bhanu Prasanga, we had seen stories, Swayambhuva Manu also. It is said that he, while asking for boon that Bhagavan should come as my son, he had said that my life should depend on you. Not just you, my life should depend on sight of you. Rama Darshana Adhina. And therefore, his life depends on seeing Sri Rama. So as long as Sri Rama is there, he is alive. The moment Sri Rama is not there, he dies. Earlier also, when Vishwamitra Rishi had come, he was very reluctant to send Sri Rama and Lakshmana with Vishwamitra Rishi, because he thought, if Sri Rama is not there, what is the point? I will die. But there, Sri Rama going to forest was not because of him. He was not responsible. It was for the greater good, and because Vishwamitra Rishi had asked, that was dharma. Now he feels that he has done adharma. Sri Rama deserved to be the king, but because of him, he has gone, and that separation Dasharatha could not manage. That is how he left the body. See, this death, is a very, how do you say, very confusing phenomenon. Most of us, for all, at all times, we feel that death is bad, isn't it? And therefore, we measure everything based on that death. And we say, you see, he did everything right, but he had to die. So, what is your point? Our point most of the times is that death is bad. But if we little bit analyze, see, best way of seeing it is neither good nor bad. Death is death. What is there of good and bad? It is according to prarabdha. As we saw in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhaja Govindam, it's just another phase. Isn't it? In Bhagavad Gita also, Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara, Tata Dehantara Praptihi. So just as we give up childhood and we become youth, then youthhood also is given up, we become middle aged. That age also is given up, and then we become old, and that old age is also given up. We die. So best way of understanding is there is nothing called as good or bad. It is just there. It's a phenomenon. Just as we are born, we will die. But if we have to look at it, it should be looked at it as a good thing. Why we feel sad because of other person's death is because we will not be able to spend time with that person. Think about it. And therefore, closer the person to us, we have more sorrow. Don't you think it is a very selfish thought? That you are crying not because of that person, but because of yourself. That you will not be able to be with that person, you will not be able to see that person. It's a very selfish thought. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Jiva is actually happy. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grannati. Isn't it? You give up old cloth and you take up new cloth. You are sad. You are never sad. So, death when it comes, we always feel that it is a bad thing that has happened, but not necessarily. It is how we look at it, which is very important. And especially, another people, they have, they say, Veji, see, death, old age, because of disease, is fine. But untimely death, what about that? Young boy or, infant dies, or suddenly somebody dies, what about that? I tell you, that is the best kind of death. Why? Very less suffering. When you are not well, when you are old for a long time, it's very difficult for you to go through. That's why one prayer also we say, no? What is that? Anayasena maranam vinadainyena jivanam dehime kripaya shambho Tvai bhakti rachanjala. Please give me this. What? Anayasena maranam. My death should come without any ayasa. Ayasa means effort. Death should be just like this. So when something like this happens, we should look at it from a different angle. We are studying Vedanta. I am not saying you have to say it upright outside and be sensitive to everybody else who is not understanding this point. But in our mind, we should have that clarity. Now, naturally when Dasharath Maharaj is dead, everybody is going to do shoka, but I tell you, that's the best kind of death. he cannot live without Sri Rama. And he gave up his life remembering Sri Rama. What better way to die than this? So we should always see, number one, when you look at it from the standpoint of prarabdha, it just comes. You can't avoid it. So no point in saying it is good or bad. But even if you look at it from our normal angle, then also we should understand that there is something good that will happen with that jiva going forward. The so-called untimely death, accidental death, etc., they don't even know that they are going to die. Don't you think that is the best thing? So never feel why a particular person is dying in a particular way. However the person dies, however the jiva gives up this body and takes up another body, that's fine. We should never lose faith in Bhagavan when it comes to other person's death. This is very important point, because we become very volatile emotionally at that time, and there is a chance that we will go to other extreme and say that why God did all these things, and then you may become a very negative person towards God, towards this Vedanta, towards philosophy, etc. Should not happen like that. That also is a learning for us. We must keep our head and heart at the right place and keep on thinking about the overall picture, and not just for a little bit time that I will not be able to spend time with that person, etc., etc. And as we have said earlier also, we will feel sad. There is no doubt about it. And we should not try to hide it also, or try to show that I don't care. You don't have to do that. We saw dukkha will be there. Grief is something that we have to think about. Sorrow is going to be there. Somebody is separated from you whom you love, sorrow is bound to be there. But grief should not be there. That firm understanding of philosophy and that faith on Bhagavan, that should not shake. So when Dasharath Maharaj gave up his body, imagine the state of the entire Ayodhya. Okay, already they are sad that Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmanji have left. Sita ji also is gone there in the forest. Okay, Bharata and Shatrughna are somewhere. They are not even in the capital. And now Maharaj also dies. So they have nowhere to see. They will look at whom? And they will not even feel that, now Kausalya Mata or Sumitra ji should stand and give support. They themselves will need support. Because if the calamity has come, they are in a greater calamity. So people, they started to just look here and there, and they didn't know what to do. Such time Vasishta Rishi comes. He is the only support now. And Vasishta Rishi comes, takes charge and explains to everybody what is to be done now. First thing he does is, he says 2 messengers should go immediately to Kaikeyi Desha and go there and get Bharata and Shatrughna here. Do not tell them about Dasharath Maharaj passing away. Do not tell them about Sri Rama's Vanvasa. Just tell them Vasishta Rishi has called you. Just tell them and bring them back. First thing. Second thing, he tells that this information should not go out immediately. In the neighboring countries, etc., they will start to attack. There is no 4 Yuvarajas, all 4 are not there. King is dead. They will find this, it will not happen. But as a king and now as a Raja Guru, he cannot allow such things to happen. He even gives instructions on how to keep the body. So the body should be preserved, how it should be preserved, that there should be a boat. That boat should be filled with oil and the body should be kept in that oil. So many things. So they all knew all these things. Why? Because body has to be kept till Bharata comes. Son only has to do that. So they do all those things, and messengers, they just go in Vayu Vega. They go so fast and reach. Now what is happening to Bharatji? Arey Bharatji, before Dutas coming only, he is sensing that there is something bad is going to happen. Naturally, when you are so much linked, so you love somebody so much, then anything disturbs, the other person understands that there is something wrong, something is not right. But he doesn't know what is wrong, he has no way to find out. So it is said, he keeps on doing good things. Brahmana Bhojana and Dakshina, etc. Because he doesn't understand what is happening, why. But whatever it is there, let me keep doing Punya Karma, something will happen. And in this only the Dutas, the messengers arrive. And they tell Bharata and Shatrughna that Vasishta Rishi has called you both immediately. So Bharata immediately takes leave from his maternal uncle and grandfather and everybody, and then as fast Dutas, messengers had come, so much fast only he is returning. Tulsidas Ji says every moment for Bharatji he is very anxious, because he doesn't know why will Vasishta Rishi call suddenly. See, we all also have gone through such things, isn't it? That few days we just feel that there is something wrong. And at such time when you get a call from somebody, you have not even spoken to that person, but something is wrong. So he also must have sensed, but he doesn't know what has happened. So Bharatji is also very anxious, and like that he enters there, and as he enters into Ayodhya, he sees people are very gloomy already, and they are not waiting. They see Bharatji, they go inside. Because of two reasons. One reason is, they are scared. What if he asks what happened? Then if he asks, you have to tell. Second thing, there are some people who are thinking that all this is because of Bharatji. They think it is Bharatji's plan to become king. But Bharatji is not understanding all these things. So he comes straight and he goes to his mother's palace, thinking that his father also will be there. That is how usually Dasharath Maharaj also used to be in Kaikeyi's palace. And as he goes to Kaikeyi's palace, Kaikeyi is waiting there, smiling with all the arti, thali, etc. Tulsidas Ji says, look at this lady, no sense. She has just lost her husband and she is waiting with so much of joy on her face. And she does the arti and she welcomes Bharatji. Shatrughna also is there. And Bharatji is very sad. She starts to ask, why are you sad? Is everything fine at my home? Is there anything wrong at my home? Bharatji says, no, there everything is fine. You tell me what has happened here. Because since I have come, there is nothing that is going on correctly. So you please tell me what has happened. And Kaikeyi says, because of some bad prarabdha, your father has passed away. Now, Bharatji doesn't understand what has happened. So he collapses. He immediately starts asking, but my father was fine, there was no disease, there was nothing. And with Sri Ramachandra being here, there was no threat, no enemy can come, he can't go anywhere. When Bhagavan Sri Rama is there, what happened? And Kaikeyi tells him the entire story. When he hears the entire story that Kaikeyi asked these two boons by which Bharata will become the king and Sri Rama has to go to forest, and because of that Putra Viyoga, Dasharath Maharaj has died, he feels so bad. Tulsidas Ji says that the sorrow of father dying reduced, because he felt even more bad listening to the cause of father's death. And the kind of thing that he has said to Kaikeyi, Kaikeyi is telling Bharata, you give up all that, why now whatever happened, now get ready, you have to become king. Finally, I got this kingdom for you. When he hears this, he stands up and says, never say that you did it for me, because I never asked you to do anything like this. And then he says so many things. If you have read any Ramayana, you know this samvada is very terrible. Valmiki Ramayana also it is terrible. In all Ramayana, this samvada is very bad. A son cannot say such things to mother, that has been said here. Especially a son from Treta Yuga. Okay, Kali Yuga son possible. You can never tell much about it. But Treta Yuga, somebody saying like this, and that also from Raghuvamsha, somebody saying like this to a queen, not possible. But you see throughout Ramayanas, whether Valmiki Ramayana, in all Ramayanas, this samvada is very dangerous. And in Marathi, we have Geet Ramayana is there. You know, the entire Ramayana is written in the song form. Mata na tu vairini. Says, you are not my mother. You are my enemy. That you did all these things and saying that you all did this for me. You have made me villain. And he starts to scold her left and right. He says, you have destroyed the entire Raghuvamsha. If you had such a desire from before, you should have killed me on the first day of my birth. If I would have died at that time, this day would not have happened. Why am I alive? And he says, I got such a great father from such a great lineage, best brothers, and only you were there to become my mother. He's saying that what kind of prarabdha I must have done that I got you as my mother. He says, how did you get the courage to ask such boons? Did your heart not stop while asking such boons? Did your tongue not fail off? Did you not feel ashamed? I don't understand how Father kept so much of faith in you when all the while you were having such bad desire. And then he says, name one person in the whole world who does not like Sri Rama. You will not find a single person like this. And against him you did all these things. I can't believe. And then on top of that you have courage to say that all these things you have done for me. When I did not. I never wanted to become king. I never asked you to do all these things. He says, actually, I am the culprit. I am responsible for all this. I should have died when I was born. That way this would not have happened. And he says, I have become villain because of you now. Please go away. I don't even want to see your face. This is the mildest version of what Bharatji says to Kaikeyi. Okay. I have omitted some portion from Tulsi Ramayana also. Tulsidas Ji himself has not written much. Okay. That also I have omitted few things. Because I can't say such things. Imagine what all things in other Ramayanas must be there. And what actually he must have said. But you can understand why he is angry. This is not Krodha, this is Rosha. Because something wrong has happened. And it is said that Shatrugna is standing there only. He was shivering because of anger. So much anger was there, he was shivering because of that. And Kaikeyi was stunned. It is said she never expected such a reply from Bharat. See, this is what delusion does. Delusion, when you start thinking something, you think that everybody is going to perceive it in the same way that you are perceiving. She forgot what kind of person Bharatji is. She thought he will celebrate becoming a king. What celebration? When like this happened, Kaikeyi was stunned. And it is said Manthara entered. And Shatrugna kicked her. Kicked that Manthara. Old lady, because of you only all these things started. Everything was going on nicely. It is said Bharatji stopped and said, leave, there is no point in telling anything to these two people. See, because, see how everybody's anger is justified. Shatrughna feeling bad and getting angry at Manthara is justified. But Bharata says, she might say anything, Manthara might say anything, my mother should have understood. Now you see how everybody is perceiving this whole thing. Vasishta Rishi and all these people, what they were telling, they were saying that, okay, Kaikeyi will ask anything. Dasharath Maharaj should have known better. He should not have promised something without understanding what will be the consequence of that promise. He should not have said all these things. So everybody has got their own perspective of looking at this entire scene. And therefore, the best, perspective is Kausalya Ji's perspective. She says, don't blame anyone. Sumitra Ji also says the same thing. Don't blame anyone for what has happened. Why? Because if you decide to blame someone, you will be able to blame many people for what has happened. You may blame Kaikeyi, you may blame Manthara, you may blame Dasharath Maharaj. Most of the people are blaming themselves. Like Bharatji is blaming himself. He is saying all these things are happening because of me. Because I am her son. And because I am alive. And therefore that Kausalya Ji's and Sumitra Ji's perspective, where they say that all these things happen. No point in blaming it on some person. That is the correct way of looking at the whole thing. But Bharatji and Shatrughna at this point are very, very angry. Very sad, very angry. They didn't know what to do and they just left. They said, we don't want to see you at all. They went straight to Kausalya Ji's palace. When they saw Kausalya Ji, my God, their heart only stopped. Kausalya Ji was there just because her husband has died. Her clothes, are dirty and face has no glow. And body has become so lean, thin, might not have eaten for a long time. And, bent, tired and nisteja, what is called in Sanskrit. There was no brilliance, no radiance, nothing was there. And mind you, this Bharata, Shatrughna, all of them, they are not used to seeing Kausalya Ji, Sumitra Ji and all these people like this. I've always seen them happy, always seen them, completely full of life, full of inspiration. And then suddenly when they see all these things, they feel very bad. It is said when Bharatji entered, Kausalya Ji for a moment thought Sri Rama is coming. Because earlier we saw Bharatji and Sri Rama used to look alike, same only. Same complexion, same kind of height, same body. So for a moment she thought Sri Rama has come. The moment she understood Bharata has come, she even faster she wanted to go. Because she was more worried about Bharata than Sri Rama. And it is said she could not even reach Bharatji and she fell in between. There was no strength in the body. Bharatji ran there and, held her and lifted her and fell at her feet and started crying. And he started saying, all this is happening because of me. Where is my father? Where are my brothers? And why Kaikeyi was born? Why I was born? Why I am alive? We have ruined our entire lineage. And he keeps crying. He says, I am the culprit. All these things is happening because of me. And Kausalya Ji picks him up, consoles him, saying that don't blame yourself. Don't blame your mother. Don't blame anybody. This is what was supposed to happen. This happened. This is all prarabdha. You can't do anything. And she keeps on consoling. It's true mother. She keeps on consoling Bharata, Shatrughna. They keep trying. But it is not working much. Bharatji keeps on saying, I am unlucky that I am still alive. Everybody is angry on me. I am the villain. I am the culprit. Now Kausalya Ji also is saying that actually I am unlucky that I have to remain alive when my husband has left. When my sons have gone, I am still alive. Dasharath Maharaj is lucky. Your father is lucky. I am unlucky that I am still there. And Bharatji starts consoling. See, this is another way of consoling only. When you start crying, the other person becomes little, takes control. So, looking at Kausalya Ji, then Bharata stops crying. Then Bharata goes into another line of thought. He starts to defend himself. He says, Mata, please, mother, remember, I have no role to play in all these things. I know many people will be thinking that I have planned all these things, but please believe me, if I have any part to play in this whole thing, let all the sins of the world come to me. He says, forget about I have to play a part. If I knew something like this is happening and I have not done anything, then also all sins should come to me. And taking this as an occasion, Tulsidas Ji describes all the sins. That what are the worst kinds of sins possible? Which Bharat Ji is saying that for this sin also result can come to me. For this sin also result can come to me. If I have done anything wrong in this whole thing, let all the, Papa Phala come to me. And he narrates the whole thing. Killing Brahmanas and killing women and doing this and poisoning the king and all these kind of, he gives a full list. If I have done anything wrong, if I have just heard also, make me, go through the result of all these sins. But I tell you, I have not done anything in this. I did not even know what all things are happening. And Kausalya Ji says, I don't even have a iota of doubt on this. I know what you are. I know your love for Sri Rama, your elder brother. I know you would not have done anything like this. So please do not think about all these things now. Please understand the situation is tough for all of us. And you have to stand strong. Your father is dead. Your elder brother is not here. Everybody in the kingdom is sad. You have to stand strong. As you said, there will be some people who will be thinking that you are the villain. There will be some other people considering Kaikeyi is the villain. Whatever may be, you have to stand strong and do what Vasishta Rishi is telling. Saying this, she sends Bharata back. And Bharat Ji next day, does all the karma for his father. For the 10 days also he has to continue doing the karma. And so many other things of the, kingdom he has to now take it forward. So that's what he has to do. Then what happens? We will see in the next session. We have come up to Doha 168. That is where we will stop. Okay, very emotional scene. But what to do? That is how it is to go through. Also, you see, when these tough scenes or emotional scenes are there, then only we realize the character of the person. We will see now from this moment onward how Bharat Ji will become the real hero of Ramayana. We will see. He is also Raghuvamsha only he is not a common person. But his strength of his character and the kind of person he is comes out here. Brilliant. Very, very brilliant. See, in Valmiki Ramayana even greater description is there. And we will see also the kind of ruling he did. Commendable. There are many people who say that Ramarajya was Ramarajya. But what Bharata did for 14 years is something that everybody should learn. Why? Because none of the people in the kingdom were happy. When Sri Rama came back and when he became king, already everybody was so happy. Bharat Ji had to rule when none of the people were happy and had to bring it back to that level. That's the greatness of Bharat Ji. very good administrator, but very great person. We'll see more of it. We'll see. Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti,
Geeta Maruti Sangeeta Maruti,
Geeta Maruti Sangeeta Maruti,
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti,
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti,
Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti,
Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti,
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti.
सियावर रामचंद्र की पवन सुत हनुमान की उमापति महादेव की बोलो भाई सब संतन की सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।